Good morning, everybody! Welcome back, everyone, to Altcoin Daily. Where, as you guys know, here at Altcoin Daily, my brother and I, we bring you daily videos on everything altcoin, everything cryptocurrency. My name's Aaron, his name's Austin, and the one thing that we have in common is cryptocurrency. Both of us, we follow the market every day, and then we make videos every single day telling you about some projects we like, talking about, how we see cryptocurrency being adopted in the future. Basically, I've made a little bit of money in cryptocurrency over the past year, so I plan to make a lot more. But the reason I started this channel and the reason we make videos every single day is because I think it's pretty cool. Like, the way cryptocurrency is changing the culture, shifting the paradigm. I like to relate it, a lot of people do, to how the internet changed the culture back in the day. And all that being said, what I want to do today, something I haven't done in a while, is a great way to start off the week. I want to cover the news. Our main story we're talking about today is Visa and MasterCard versus cryptocurrency. I'll be reading you a couple articles, giving you my thoughts on it. Of course, we're covering a lot of other stuff too. Binance. I'm going to share with you a Vitalik Buterin and Ethereum article. I'm going to share with you some Bittrex news, gaming and earning Bitcoin by playing smartphone games, all that and more. So let's get into it. If you guys like me doing videos like this, give our video a like. I mean, it's the least you could do. It helps us grow as a channel. We're happy to put out this content for you. And so let's get into it. We're going to cover the news. I'm going to tell you what I think. And then if you guys have anything to add, feel free to comment. We read them all. We respond. Before we get into specific news, I want to take a quick look at the market. We see the market cap right now just around $350 billion. And of course, in the past 7 days or so, we're seeing green. Just to put it in a little bit of perspective, Bitcoin right now is sitting at about $7,700. But to put the whole market in a little bit of perspective, if you haven't really been following it in the past week or so, this is a year-to-date chart. So you can see over the past week, we've had a little bit of an uptick, which is good. And we all remember a month ago, actually, 2 months ago, all of us were excited that, the market was going up. Then about a month ago, market was going down, and now we are in an uptick again. As I point out all the time, the market goes in cycles. It's never going to stay the same. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. Me personally, I am bullish on cryptocurrency. I point out to you green flags all the time. I'll be pointing out some today, talking about, why, more people are going to be getting into cryptocurrency, why more businesses are going to be adopting cryptocurrency. It's just a smart thing to do. It helps the consumer, it helps the business, it saves everybody money. But anyways, just to put the market into a little bit perspective, like I said I was going to, of course, the all-time high market cap for the beginning of January. The market was at about $830 billion. And then we had a big correction. We went from 830 billion to about 300 billion. And then even less than that, we got to about $260 billion near the beginning of April. And although in the past couple weeks, if you guys were following the market the past couple weeks, the market was sinking and sinking and sinking. And besides the recent uptick, now we have a little bit of a low right here. It's kind of interesting to think that the low of about a week ago was at about $300 billion. Then the low from about a couple months ago was at about $250 billion. So we are seeing higher lows. And if you subscribe to the channel, you guys know that I say for some reason, it could be through a variety of different factors. For some reason, in June and July every year, there is a bit of a bull run. And then later in the year, it happens again, a massive bull run in December and January. So it doesn't happen every year, but the big question is, historically speaking, is it going to happen again? Are we going to see, now that it's June 4th, are we going to see a bull run in the next couple months? It's nice to see that we are seeing higher lows. Anyways, we'll see. Like I said, Bitcoin right now is sitting at about $7,700. And actually, I think a good segue, I was going to jump to this mobile app lets you earn Bitcoin, but I actually think a great one to jump to is this one. because Bitcoin right now is sitting at $7,700. We remember at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, Bitcoin reached all-time highs of $20,000. But let's talk about this. Buy crypto while it's cheap, says major crypto hedge fund CEO. Very interesting. So this is a big player, big money man. He's pretty bullish. Dan Morehead, CEO of a $1 billion cryptocurrency hedge fund, Pantera Capital, says today's crypto market are very cheap and now is the time to buy. Interesting. Morehead added that with the market down, quote, 65% from their highs, it's much cheaper to buy now and participate in the rally as it goes. He offers a rule of thumb for anyone looking to make a profit in crypto, suggesting, quote, when a cryptocurrency breaks through its 200-day moving average, this is he talks a little bit about technical analysis. The market just broke through its 200-day moving average, and you don't need to know anything about it unless you're into the. I mean, it's great to know a little bit about technical analysis, but not necessary for the story. But just know that this is what's happening. When a cryptocurrency breaks through its 200-day moving average, if you buy that day and sell a year later, historically speaking, you make an average of 239% without even thinking about it. That's the essence of this trade. It rarely gets cheaper to its long-term average. So today is a good day to be buying. So basically what he's saying is, and I followed this guy on Twitter. This guy's all about blockchain, all about cryptocurrency. Recently, we just broke through. We're down 65% from all-time highs, and we just broke through a 200-day moving average. And historically speaking, that's a good time to buy because you make an average of 239%. Speaking of Bitcoin in particular, the CEO says this strategy has proved itself about 5 times in the last 6 years. So, 5 times in the last 6 years when Bitcoin broke through its 200-day moving average, the average it went up a year later was 239%. So that's a big green flag according to him. Morehead said, institutions are in fact already buying the rumor of the clarified SEC regulations and then selling the fact. He advised investors that getting a position now ahead of quality regulated custodians coming online would be to their advantage. So according to Morehead, who is all about cryptocurrency and runs a $1 billion crypto hedge fund, he sees Bitcoin sitting at 7,700, a good time to buy. Now, I see you guys in the comments. Some people in the comments very bullish about cryptocurrency. Some people in the comments take a more realistic approach saying, I'm not going to buy again until I see Bitcoin hit $5,000. A lot of people think for some reason $5,000 is the lowest that the market is going to get pushed down until Bitcoin goes on a bull run again. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Of course, something I try and teach here, and this is just something that works for me. Of course, I'm not giving financial advice, is personally speaking, I never chase bottoms. So it's impossible to know when the bottom is going to be. And if you're trying to chase a bottom, you're going to miss investing at all. What I try and do is cost average on the way down. And again, I know some of you guys say, hey, I've been investing this whole time. I don't have any more money to invest. And you know what? That's fine. Then it's still nice to stay informed on your favorite cryptocurrencies and stay informed in the market. But even if you just skip your Starbucks every week or skip a beer once a week, even if you just invest maybe $50 every 2 weeks, that could be a good investment to gain financial freedom. I mean, that's what I think. I'm a normal guy. Some of you guys might have tons of money, but I think, even just a $50 investment in Bitcoin when it is at 7,700 could pay off if you're interested in long-term hodling. The next story I want to talk about. GMO launches mobile app that lets gamers earn Bitcoin. This is pretty interesting. Japanese technology firm GMO Internet Group has developed a new mobile app that lets users earn Bitcoin simply by playing games, the company said on Thursday. According to the announcement, the new app, called Crypto Chips, will initially be integrated with a real-time territorial battle game also developed by GMO called Whimsical War. Do you guys know Whimsical War? Either way, look for Crypto Chips on your Play Store. But by playing the game on an iOS or Android device starting from August of this year, so that's coming up, users can be rewarded with Bitcoin based on their rankings and missions achieved inside the game. That's very interesting. I don't know. Every single person I know, whether they're old or young, likes to play games on their smartphone. Rather than using on-device mining to earn cryptocurrency, players will receive their Bitcoin rewards directly from GMO. So they're not mining this Bitcoin, they're just playing a game and receiving rewards. The firm kicked off its own Bitcoin mining operations in December 2017 and was also stated in August as the deadline for the launch of its cloud mining service. This is interesting. The tech giant said in the announcement that the hope is to encourage the public to become familiar with cryptocurrencies via the new app, since users will need to use their own digital wallets to receive and use Bitcoin. And I think that will be the case. GMO indicates that moving forward, it may include support for more cryptocurrencies within the app and also expand its integration across other mobile games. I like that they're going to expand to more cryptocurrencies, but even just starting with Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin, the most valuable cryptocurrency, this is a definite green flag in the market. I mean, this is stuff that I know I've said some positive. I'm very realistic when it comes to cryptocurrencies, when it comes to the cryptocurrency Electroneum. I know in our audience we have a lot of Electroneum fans, and for better or worse, one of the things Electroneum has said they're going to do is offer Electroneum as a reward for mobile gaming. Now, they have possibly made partnerships with companies like GMO over the last several months. You guys who follow Electroneum every day, let me know in the comments and let us all know, because this is kind of what Electroneum said they were going to do. And, you know, many people can do it, but, you know, is this going to happen with Electroneum or other cryptocurrencies? Either way, I'm going to be downloading Crypto Chips and Whimsical War when it comes out in August. Next story. This next story, we're going to go to Twitter. I don't know if you guys follow your favorite cryptocurrency companies on Twitter. For me, let me clue you guys into something. That's how I find out my news first. If something happens on Bittrex, or if I don't know, Neo has an update, or Q-Link has a cool thing they're doing, or Power Ledger has formed a new partnership, the first thing they do is they let you know on Twitter. So, I mean, that's how I get my news. If you guys wanted to come on to Twitter and follow us here at Altcoin Daily, our Twitter is altcoindailyio, at altcoindailyio. But I originally saw this piece of news a few days ago. Maybe you've heard about it. It involves the Bittrex exchange. It's a US-based cryptocurrency exchange. I recommend Bittrex. I like Bittrex, I like Binance, I like KuCoin. Those are my top three, I think, and then I do use a few more. But Bittrex, we're committed to providing convenient, fast, and secure access to additional trading options that our customers want. And to find out more on what the story is, Bittrex exchange will let investors swap their dollars for cryptocurrencies. Very interesting. Of course, we know right now in the market, all of these cryptos are connected to Bitcoin. We have to basically buy Bitcoin first before we buy any of these cryptos. So when Bitcoin goes up, it affects everything else. When Bitcoin goes down, it affects everything else. So this is a real game changer, and I think it's actually going to this is going to be the biggest things that affect the market in general. That Bittrex exchange now lets investors swap their dollars for cryptocurrencies. In the past, the majority of altcoins could only be purchased by first converting dollars into Bitcoin. Investors now have a new way to purchase cryptocurrencies by using US dollars. Bittrex, a Seattle-based cryptocurrency exchange, has struck an agreement that allows investors to buy digital coins with American dollars. In the past, only coins traded on Coinbase, a digital currency exchange in California, could be bought with dollars. This is a fraction of the approximately 1,500 digital coins floating around the universe of cryptocurrencies. To buy any of the other coins, investors had to convert their money to Bitcoin first. Now they have Bittrex, as I explained. This is interesting. Founder and CEO Bill Shihara told CNBC that the goal is to, quote, expand out to as many markets as possible on Bittrex, he said on Fast Money Friday, as well as expand it so that every customer on Bittrex will be able to have access to the US trading dollar. I mean, this is, of course, is a real game changer. Currently, nearly 200 different digital coins can be traded on Bittrex. The CEO said that a, quote, small, select number of launch partners are working with the exchange to pay in dollars. In this phase, we're stress testing our system, he said. We're working with the banks very closely to ensure that they can process the fiat deposit and withdrawals. Also, the engine itself that we use to trade is going to be able to properly handle the load. So, what do you guys think is going to happen with Bitcoin? Because right now you have to buy Bitcoin before you buy anything else, which, Bitcoin is the most valuable. But let's say you could just use your US dollars or your yen or whatever, and you don't have to buy Bitcoin. Maybe you could buy Omise Go. Maybe you could buy Sia Coin or Golem or whatever you guys like, and you didn't have to buy Bitcoin at all. Is this going to be Bittrex doing this, and I'm sure many other cryptocurrencies will eventually not be tethered to Bitcoin, and you will be able to have fiat pairings. Will that mean eventually there is going to be a flippening? Do you guys see Bitcoin retaining its #1 status over the next several years? Me personally, I think for the next few years, yes, Bitcoin is going to remain #1. However, maybe 5 years from now, it's impossible to say the time frame, but I do think Bitcoin's not going to be #1 forever. But for the time being, I have the majority of my portfolio in Bitcoin in the top 10. Moving on, we just talked about Bittrex. Now let's talk about Binance. This is pretty cool. Binance, the other cryptocurrency exchange that I like. Binance reveals plan for a $1 billion blockchain startup fund. Are you guys out there? Are you guys still paying attention to this? If you guys are still in this video with me, if you guys like this news, give my video a like. Helps me grow. Let's find out about this. Binance, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, has announced it is launching a $1 billion social impact fund to foster the growth of blockchain and cryptocurrency startups. Ella Zhang, head of the exchange's incubator program, Binance Labs, said during an online meetup Thursday that the capital for the fund will be coming from Binance's own reserves as a way to contribute to the industry ecosystem. You guys get that? Binance is using its own money, launching a $1 billion social impact fund as a way to contribute to the industry ecosystem. This is very noble. This is something that's definitely going to be good for crypto. Binance will pour in the $1 billion over 10 phases of $100 million each, and in essence will create a combination of a fund of funds, a fund that invests in other funds. It's a fund inception, and a direct fund that invests in blockchain projects. They say, we believe it's a disruptive social experience. Binance Labs hopes to work with more aspirational projects to explore blockchain applications and together move forward with the growth of the industry. I just wanted to put this on your radar. This is good for crypto, a green flag in my opinion. Next up, as we're getting through this news, Vitalik Buterin, the founder and CEO of Ethereum, Ethereum will eventually achieve 1 million transactions per second. Of course, this is news because although Ethereum is the second most valuable cryptocurrency and also a second generation cryptocurrency, Bitcoin was the first blockchain, very linear, but Ethereum came along, introduced us to smart contracts on the blockchain, as well as place to launch other cryptocurrencies. Ethereum was the first to market, and because of that, we're able to get almost total market saturation. So that was a big advantage for them being first to market. But because they have scaling issues, a lot of these other cryptocurrencies are nipping at their heels. Cardano, they don't have a working product yet, but they're going to have better scalability than Ethereum. Neo, the same. Stellar, the same. Many of these, of course, Ethereum was first to market, and so they have more saturation. So Vitalik Buterin has said recently, the creator of Ethereum, has explained in a recent Omise Go AMA session that with second layer solutions such as sharding and plasma are two of his solutions that he's proposed to help Ethereum scale. The Ethereum network will eventually be able to process 1 million transactions per second and potentially more than 100 million transactions per second. So obviously something like this would be a huge deal for Ethereum. It would probably keep them in the top 3. But really the one thing stopping this, and what he didn't really specify, is that when is this going to happen? Of course, I'm sure they're trying to make this scaling solution happen as fast as possible. But if Cardano or Stellar or Neo, if they're faster, we could see Ethereum fall from grace. What do you guys think? Next up, and the main thing I wanted to talk about, is Visa versus cryptocurrency. It's only a matter of time. So Ivan on Tech did a story on this the other day. I really liked it. I wanted to bring it to your attention. The use case for cryptocurrency and decentralized payment networks was reinforced this week as Visa payments throughout Europe were disrupted, leaving thousands of people unable to pay for goods and services. The BBC reported that people were left stranded, unable to pay for fuel, and in other cases forced to leave restaurants in embarrassment after they couldn't pay for the meal that they had just eaten. Wow. All right, so obviously we think of things like Visa and MasterCard and American Express. We think of them as, foolproof. We think that as long as we have, either money in our bank or we have credit with them, we're always going to be able to use Visa cards and everything without a problem. However, really the main problem is that Visa's centralized payment processing service, which usually handles 150 million transactions per day, like any centralized service, Visa runs on a select group of private servers which provide a single point of failure when compared to a decentralized network like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. So despite the fact that Visa and MasterCard and credit card companies, they have basically total market saturation right now, it's going to be hard to have crypto change that up. But when stuff happens like this, like Visa, their servers shutting down and people being unable to pay, this is a green flag in my opinion, in that either credit card companies need to adopt blockchain, or maybe blockchain and things like Bitcoin will just, become more successful than these credit card companies. This was a telling tweet from Anna Church. Thanks to the kind man who helped us out this evening and paid for some of our dinner at the Hedge with a long drive ahead. We could have left very hungry. True act of kindness. He even let my daughter keep the change for her money box. So this person tried to pay for their meal, could not do it. Visa let them down, and then some guy helped him out. Next up, MasterCard looks to blockchain to make coupons immutable. Following up with Visa, let's talk about MasterCard. MasterCard actually very smart recently. A new patent application from MasterCard suggests that the payments giant is eyeing blockchain as part of a way to verify the authenticity of consumer coupons. The idea is that blockchain can help reduce the risk of data manipulation that accompanies the use of certain types of systems for storing coupon data, including those that have, quote, have been developed that directly associate a coupon with a transaction account to ensure that only the specified transaction account is eligible to redeem the coupon. I mean, this is a little thing, but the overall takeaway is that what is known, however, is that MasterCard has moved in recent months to beef up its internal blockchain-related development resources as part of a wider technology play. So that's really the takeaway from this, that huge companies like MasterCard have beefed up the amount of resources and people and time they're putting into blockchain technology. We are on the cusp of the next bull run coming. You guys thought that earlier this year, when we got to an $800 billion market cap, that was huge. Bitcoin got to $20,000. I personally believe that's a drop in the bucket from where it could go. Like I point out all the time, $800 billion, not even $1 trillion. I think, the market probably can get to $1 trillion by the end of the year. Still a drop in the bucket, because the dot-com bubble, that got to $6.6 trillion before it burst. And that was primarily confined to the United States. Now, cryptocurrency, that's a global thing. And so I think we could see many trillions of dollars in a market cap eventually. So when you find the right project and you invest and you hold long term, it could really pay off. And we're early adopters. Not a lot of people are aware of this. Most people aren't going to buy their first Bitcoin probably 5 years from now, 10 years from now. We don't even know. I can imagine, right now, Bitcoin is sitting at 7,700 and you're wondering, should I invest now? Should I see if it goes down to $5,000 or maybe it'll go up to like $10,000 and people FOMO in at $10,000? I think that's a drop in the bucket. I think a couple years from now, we'll be seeing Bitcoin, well into, could it go past $100,000 by the end of the year? I think it will get there eventually, is my point. Anyways, the final piece of news, kind of random. Vermont governor signs bill clearing way for blockchain companies. Yes, local state government. I like that. Vermont's governor has signed a bill allowing for the creation of so-called blockchain-based limited liability companies that public records show. Among the requirements for setting up a blockchain-based company in Vermont, applicants must, quote, specify whether the decentralized consensus ledger or database utilized or enabled by the BBLLC will be fully decentralized or partially decentralized, and whether such ledger or database will be fully or partially public or private, including the extent of participants' access to information and read and write permissions with respect to protocols. So just good news for the state of Vermont. This is another green flag. If you guys follow the market every day like I do, you see green flags in the market, which I point out to you guys weekly. But anyways, that's all the news that's fit to print. I am looking forward to possibly seeing a bull run coming this month or possibly early July. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. We'll see. Either way, I am bullish on where Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going. Hit the like button if you appreciate videos like this. Once again, my name's Aaron. Great to have you checking in today. See you guys tomorrow.